Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. My name is Josh and I run the GPU Abuse website and gaming channel. Today we are going to be doing a highly requested video, and that is checking out my setup. Let's get started. Right off the bat, I'm sure you guys noticed, we have the case. This is an ATX full tower case provided by Rosewill. It's the Rosewill Rise Glow to be exact, and I mean, to be honest guys, I absolutely love this case. I just got it maybe a week or so ago. I did a little overview video on it, and this was technically supposed to be part 2, the installation, but I wanted to merge both of the, because I got a few requests for doing a setup video, and I was like, you know what, might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You guys will be able to check out the case, and I'll show you all the bonuses to that, as well as show you my setup. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. It has removable filters, which is absolutely handy for having a cat. Oliver is always shedding. On the top too, matter of fact, it was already rose a little bit. Rosewill. Yeah, it's got the nice left side panel window. It's slightly tinted. I got all the lights on, so you won't be able to really tell exactly what's inside it, but I'll open it up for you guys. This is not normally where I keep it. If you guys watch my videos, I'm sure you already knew that, so I apologize for all these cords here. But if we open this up, you can see it's tinted. Either way, we're gonna go from right to left as far as the case goes, and then we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. But probably the first thing that you see are the blue LEDs from where I'm sitting. It has 3 fans that come pre-installed in this case, and they are nicely put too. They're really nice together, and they're relatively silent. I don't hear nothing. The only thing I hear is from my my cooler on the top. But it does come pre-installed with 3 fans made by Rosewill as well. All the fans that come with the case are obviously made by Rosewill. It's got 2 drive bays up here, but I don't use them because you can see right here I've got a plate that has 3 hard drives on them. One of them is a solid state hybrid drive, and that is where I keep all my games. Then I have one for my Windows files, and then I have one for videos and editing. 2 1 terabytes, and then 1 2 terabyte, because I have easily over 1 terabyte in games. I'm gonna have to get another one that I'll be putting up there, but I really liked how I had this. It turned out just as I wanted it to. Like, all the cords and cables are over here. When you put the glass over it, the LEDs shine bright enough to where you can't even see these cables. So that worked out perfectly, and it has a long, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but there's about a finger length or width of gap in between there, so these cables aren't even being touched by the window when I put it on there. Moving right along, might as well tell you guys about my motherboard. It's the Asus 970 Pro Gaming Aura, and it's a RGB motherboard, which is another reason why I love that side panel, but you can mostly see it at night, you know what I mean? I only have 2 of the expansion slots being used right now, and that is for my MSI 1070 Gaming X that I use, and my I believe that this is a Rosewill network adapter, to be honest, which is pretty cool, because I just bought that without even realizing what the name of the company was. It was just on Newegg and it was cheap, so I was like, hey. So that's what gets me my wireless. Might as well go with the power supply now. It's a Antec 900 watt high current gamer, and it's a good power supply, but it's non-modular, meaning there is a ton of cables that you have to deal with, which kind of sucks. Especially with such a beautiful case. But the awesome thing about this case is in the back, which I'm not going to be able to show you guys, but in the back there is so much room for cable management that you guys know, if you're using a power supply that's non-modular, you guys know there is a mess of cables that are left unused, and this case has enough room to where you can have that plus more. It's amazing how much room they leave you in the back of this case. So yeah, 900 watt by Antec. And another cool thing about this case is that it comes with a Velcro strap that makes you feel extra secure, like you got a seatbelt over your power supply. Pretty sweet. And then on top of the power supply, I have a mount for my graphics card, and I use that because the graphics card is actually pretty heavy, and it can warp over time, believe it or not. So if you guys got a heavy graphics card and you don't got it propped up on something, you do risk it being warped. That's what happened to my last one. It's just slightly bent, but slightly is more than what you want when it comes to this type of stuff. Moving right along, I gave you my power supply already, and might as well go to the CPU. Now this is the part you guys are probably going to laugh at me about. I have a really nice graphics card, nice power supply, nice case, nice motherboard, but my processor, my CPU, is an AMD 6350 6-core processor, right? That sounds good. 4.19 gigahertz. I might as well say 4.2, but yeah, 4.19 gigahertz, overclocked, 6 cores. That sounds good, right? Well, it's actually kind of, and I don't really like to use this term, but it's kind of a bottleneck, to be honest, when it comes to gaming and video editing. A lot of times, my graphics card ain't slowing me down. My power supply ain't slowing me down. It's my CPU. It's just not. AMD they make nice cheap products, but overall Intel is honestly the way to go as far as processors go. If you guys want to search more, go to Google and just check out like bottleneck, and I hate to use that term, but yeah, sometimes your processor, if it's not strong enough, it slows your graphics card down. And then as far as the ROM goes, I have the G.Skill Ripjaws series, and that's 16 gigabytes total. I think it's 2 8s. Does that add up right? It should. And I plan on getting 2 more sometime down the line. And then moving to the top, I have a Radiator, which is the Corsair H100i Hydro series. So it has 2 fans, which are right now being held up by zip ties, not because of Rosewill, but because of me. I accidentally broke one of the fan clamps, so yeah, that's my bad. But that's another cool thing about this case. You can install a really nice radiator, and you can have 2 radiators in this system. You can have one installed right here, one installed up there. Doesn't even matter. There might even be another place where you can install them, so you could actually have 2 radiators cooling wherever you want. You could even probably put a small one right there if you really wanted to, or a big ass one right here. I don't know. You can definitely, the 2 places I know you could do it is right here in the front and right there on top, and I decided on top for my CPU cooler, just because that seemed logical since I did that in my previous build. Pretty much how I have this set up is the air is being sucked in through here, and then it's ventilated through the top and the side right here, or the back, I'm sorry. The back is blowing out, the top is blowing out, and this is sucking in. So that's pretty much how it's going, with the airflow. On the top of this case, and if you watch my previous video on the Rosewill Rise Glow, you have a little button up here that you can control the fan speeds. And I have these 3 fans right here are controlled all by this little switch up here. If I wanted, I could have had this fan controlled by it, these 2 fans controlled by it. It's all powered by a little chip in the back of the case where you put all the wires for cable management. And it has 3-pin prongs that you can plug in, and it's so cool. It's so cool. Then you have all the control up here, but yeah, depending on your motherboard, you could probably put more fans than you ever even wanted in this, since that chip's back there. So really, guys, I think that is about it. I think that wraps up this video. Definitely check out Rosewill. I will leave a link in the description. You can pick up this case for $69.99 on Newegg. That is a killer deal. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And as always, I hope to see you next time. Adios.